Yo, we got TikTok influencer facing death by falling squad. Damn, I like the idea.
It's not every day you wake up and you see influencer facing by firing squad in
Oh shit, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. We gotta teach these influencers, you know? Why don't we do it over here, chat?
2026. So obviously, I wanted to know everything about this case
Okay,
and
let's
how
go.
it even landed here. Because apparently, she thought that she found the perfect online romance, and instead, just weeks after landing in Dubai, her boyfriend
Dubai! Oh my god, the crazy criticism Dubai has been getting lately. Oh my god, their image is falling down non-stop.
had his life taken. She was sitting in jail charged with that crime, and she was claiming that she acted in self-defense. Now she's facing one of the toughest legal systems in the world. So let's
Oh
break
God.
down what exactly happened. When I first saw the headlines, I assumed this was going to be like another straightforward influencer crime story, but the more I looked into this case, the less straightforward it became. Because right now, there are two very different stories being told. On one side, you have the prosecutors in Dubai who've charged the 23-year-old British influencer, Brooke George, with premeditated...
Damn, she fine. She fine, chat. You guys smash? So trying to tell me they want to kill a girl who look this fucking good? Yo, send her to me, bro. Correct her, chat. We put it online. Damn, she fine, bro. She fine. I'm not even trolling, though.
After her boyfriend, William Treby, had
This nigga opened her. Nah.
his life taken away. If she's
Oh
convicted...
shit, just chill out, chill out. Life is gone, bro. Someone died.
After her boyfriend, William Treby, had his life taken away. If she's convicted, she's facing the ultimate consequences under the UAE law. And on the other side, you have Brooke, her family, and the advocacy group representing her. And they say this was not premeditated at all. They say that she was trying to survive an abusive attack and acted in self-defense. And the difficult part here is, at least publicly, we haven't heard much from investigators beyond the charge itself. Most of the detailed timeline that's been reported so far comes from Brooke's family and the organization assisting her, while UAE authorities haven't publicly laid out why they believe the crime was premeditated.
All right.
The advocacy group is called Detained in Dubai.
Yeah,
And
we
they
need that. We need that. We need that. We need to understand both sides.
say their mission is to help foreigners in the UAE legal system and to campaign for fair treatment. So they obviously think that Brooke is not getting fair treatment. And throughout this video, I'm going to be very careful to, separate what's being confirmed and what's being alleged. So with all that out of the way, let's start from the beginning. So you have Brooke George, who's a 23-year-old from Gravesend, Kent, who built a following on TikTok and Instagram by posting lifestyle
Wait, she look like Yona.
content, travel photos, and snapshots of, I guess, what looked like a pretty normal life. Before that, she reportedly worked at John Lewis, and from the outside, nothing really seemed like she'd find herself at the center of an international criminal case. But earlier this year, she met 26-year-old William Treby online, and according to multiple reports, the two connected through Facebook, quickly started talking, and before long, what began as an online relationship turned into plans to see each other in person. Treby had been living and working in Dubai, and Brooke eventually flew out to visit him.
Oh my god, if you're a girl and you just met someone and you're like, yo, just met this guy on Tinder, I met him a week ago, I just want to move in with him, I just want to fly out. He just want to fly me out to Dubai, he want to fly me out, bro. No, girl. To be honest, you gotta be ready for something like losing your organs. You gotta be ready for something like human trafficking. Because how you tell me you just met someone in a year and you about to get flown out, all these girls in any country, they have these ideas that rich guys gonna see them on Instagram, gonna fly them out, and they're gonna live these nice, luxurious lives. But yes, some girls may do that, but who told you that's a good life to live? Who told you most girls don't get trafficked, bro? We just heard 2 Ugandan girls who got killed in Dubai. What did they get like any type of justice? Hell no. So maybe all these girls, they gotta have their eyes open. Because if 1 girl, 2 girls, 3 girls, 10 girls go through the same ship, they fly out to USA, they fly out to Qatar, they fly out to goddamn knows where in Nigeria, and they get their life fucking out of them, they get their organs gone, like it's crazy. They get treated so bad. So, I don't know. You have to learn.
Treby had been living and working in Dubai, and Brooke eventually flew out to visit him.
Her daughter, Brooke, she's only 23. She's very naive. She met this guy on Facebook dating. She went over to Dubai. It was, from her point of view, it's a whirlwind romance. He's taken her to all the high-end luxury restaurants, taken her to the beach clubs. he arranges for her to have this modelling photo shoot on the beach. She's very
Oh.
proud and happy about all this. Goes back home, tells mum, look, I've met a guy who this could be a man.
So she went back. Whoa. So you're trying to tell me the guy ruled her during the second time, but the first time was nice, and she thought everything was fairy tales and rainbows, and she went back so that the nigga was gonna make a plan for the second time? No way.
Spend my future with.
And according to her account, that first trip went really well. She later described it as the time of my life. And I guess between the beaches and the luxury places, it kind of looked like the typical honeymoon phase for an influencer couple. But I guess according to Brooke and her family, that feeling didn't last too long. So the problems didn't really begin until she returned to Dubai for the second visit.
He
All right.
flies her out again to Dubai, but according to her account, the experience she has is very, very different. She's left alone in an apartment for a lot of the time. There are other people in the apartment. When they do go out, they're accompanied by this other chap.
So she says that William acted completely different from the man that she'd gotten to know during the first trip. And through statements released to the advocacy group detained in Dubai, Brooke alleges that he became controlling and abusive, and that little things started making her feel like something was not right whatsoever.
Yo.
So one of the biggest red flags was apparently discovering that he'd only booked her a one-way ticket to
Yo!
Dubai.
So I'm saying, bro, just proving my point. All right, so how the niggas doing, mine? This is what niggas do now.
So that's not a good sign. Brooke's
God.
family also claims that she realized that he had her passport, making it way harder for her to just simply leave and fly home whenever she wanted. And again, these are allegations that haven't been proven in court, but they're central to Brooke's account of what happened next. So her mother says that she noticed a change almost immediately. During Brooke's first visit, she sounded excited and happy whenever they spoke. But on the second trip, those phone calls became very different. According to her mother, Brooke was quieter than usual and seemed very anxious. She also said that her daughter kept insisting that everything was fine, but she could tell something had changed. Then came a phone call that, looking back, has become one of the most important parts of the family's story. So her mother says that Brooke was crying uncontrollably. She sounded terrified and repeatedly said that she wanted to come home. She also says that she could see one of Brooke's eyes was swollen and beginning to close. And around the same time, Detained in Dubai said Brooke had started telling friends that things weren't right and that she needed to get out of Dubai. So the organization also said that Brooke became concerned that she had been lured there under false pretenses.
Yep.
Though there's been
Yep. Yep, that's what happened.
no public evidence released by investigators supporting this claim. So I mean, regardless of
Yo,
whatever-
but I got a question, right? Should niggas really believe these all these investigators in Dubai, bro? Because all these cases we see of girls getting their ass beat, of girls getting trafficked, of girls getting raped, it's so rare to see women get justice in those countries. I don't say this to attack, but it's rare. Like it looks like in Dubai, in these Middle East countries, the men, they are above women. They are favored over women. Like, a man's word is four times bigger than a woman's word. But when it goes to the West, for countries like USA, countries like UK, when you go to those countries, now the women have more power than men. They're more favored. So anywhere you're gonna go, you're gonna see favoritism. Even in my country, women are favored more than men. So in those countries, when we see the way women are treated, when we see the way investigators treat women cases, like, to be honest, it looks like there's gonna be a lot of injustices because, you know, men have a higher and more importance and more favored for the government, you know.
was happening behind closed doors, it's clear that, at least at this point, the relationship Brooke had described as the time of her life was, at least according to her account, pretty much over. And now she wanted to escape. Then came the night that changed both of their lives forever. So the two went out together the evening to McCafferty's bar in Jumeirah village. Brooke alleges that after William had been drinking, an argument broke out and he became violent on the drive back to the apartment. Brooke claims that the assault continued once they got home. And at some point, she says that she decided she needed to leave Dubai altogether. And Brooke managed to arrange a flight back to London with the help of her friends. But there was one major problem. She still needed her passport.
Oh my God. This is not the first time I'm hearing about someone who went to these Middle Eastern countries and they seize their passport, bro. It's not the first time I heard some shit like that. I know a lot of people go to Dubai and they are promised jobs in working grocery stores, and they go there, boom, we paid for your tickets, we pay for where you gotta stay, we gotta have your passport until you gotta do the job. And guess what? They keep their passport for years, man. They keep their passport until the debt is paid. So when you're a girl, you're gonna have to go to prostitutions, because if you're not gonna sell your body, how are you gonna go back home? That's how even that documentary which happened and showed the girls getting trafficked in Dubai, with the one which even demonstrated those 2 Ugandan girls who died. You seen the documentary. That documentary was a really bad. To show the crazy bad image of Dubai, it was like literally taking a drop of blood, throwing in a milk, the milk immediately start looking bad. So that documentary showed a really different side. And when someone goes to the Middle Eastern country and they take their passport, we know they are done. Yeah, their organ is gonna be on the line. Their life and their private party, which is between their legs, is gonna be on the line. It's gonna be crazy.
That she returns to the apartment to collect it, believing that she could just grab her stuff and head straight to the airport. But what happened next is obviously the main part of this entire case, because Brooke says that she was crying, begging for a passport to be returned, when William allegedly attacked her again. She claims
to be honest, I believe if a girl and a man attacks you and you see a knife, you got a right to defend yourself. Don't be killed because, you don't want to face injustice in those Middle Eastern countries, I believe you have a right to defend yourself. I really believe that. Even if you're a man, you see a girl making advances to the point you can lose your life, you can defend yourself as well. People sometimes they be scared to teach these women because, sometimes they're like, oh, bro, how can I defend this? A girl's not going to come with a knife. Like I seen a video of a cop who shot a girl. And people trying to be crazy about a girl had a knife. A girl stabbed the cop in the face and the cop shot her. To be honest, that cop should have shot that girl way earlier than letting that girl get to him even more. Because the nigga got stabbed in the face. Yes, the girl is gone, but the nigga got stabbed in the face. It's already done. So, please, if you have a right to defend yourself, if somebody trying to make crazy defenses on you, defend yourself.
She was punched repeatedly, feared for her life, and reached for a kitchen knife that was within arm's reach. And William then lost his life after being stabbed. But the question is, why? Brooke says she acted in self-defense because she believed that she was in danger. Dubai prosecutors...
But obviously, that's what she gotta say. She gotta say it was self-defense because she wanna get out. She's not gonna say, oh, stop him and it was not. No. That's gotta be her defense, obviously.
However, have charged her with premeditated. And that's where this case becomes very difficult to look at. Publicly, authorities haven't really explained what evidence led to them to conclude the crime was premeditated. They haven't released a detailed account of the incident or laid out the theory behind the charge. And they're also pursuing one of the most serious criminal charges possible under UAE law. After the crime, Brooke made her way to the Dubai International Airport to board a flight back to London that had been arranged with the help of her friends. But she never got on that plane. In the early hours of June 22nd, she was stopped by authorities and arrested. Before long, she was formally charged with premeditated and taken into custody. Brooke's family says that when she was arrested, she still had visible injuries from what they claim happened earlier that night.
Things are very, very different over there. According to the family, and there's this the organisation detained in Dubai, she hasn't had access to a lawyer. She's been asked to sign things in Arabic that she doesn't understand. Even in her battered and bruised state, she was strip searched in a room only by men. Some of them are filming this process. So it's not the standard of justice in the process that you'd get over here.
And these allegations have not been
obviously. So, to me, I realized, like, Dubai, they just want tourism to be their number one thing. That's why they're going to pay people like Andrew Tate to come here on the internet and make noise. To be honest, Dubai, I want to tell you one thing, bro. Andrew Tate is making your brain look worse. Because hiring someone like Andrew Tate, someone who was proven to lie, when you see him talking a lot of shit, doesn't make us feel like we want to come to Dubai. Maybe in 2022, we wanted to come to Dubai because I even seen a video which was talking about how Andrew Tate ruined a generation, showing kids when coming to Dubai, Dubai was Dubai. But everybody in Dubai, especially like the government, they want the Instagram bodies, they want these rich people, these crypto millionaires to go to Dubai, get a golden visa and live over there. That's what they want. So they built this image and this super clean, 100% safety. You can leave your watch, you can leave your phone, you can leave everything. You will be fine. They built this image so good. So to be honest, seeing a girl like this, to be honest, in the eyes of the public, everybody feeling sorry for her. Even me, I feel sorry for her to see a 23-year-old get facing a death penalty by firing squad, to be honest, that's gonna scare a lot of bodies away. Like me, I would love to go to Dubai because Dubai looks lit. And I also know a lot of people over there. I will genuinely love to go there. But if I see a girl who went through a little dispute with this guy and ended up killing him, when actually called self-defense, the girl ended up killing the boy, and the girl, she gonna get killed. You think a bad is gonna come anymore? What do you think? Because it's not the first time we're hearing a story of someone who went to Dubai and they seized their passport. It's not the first time we heard of that. We heard that multiple times. Even Saudi Arabia, we heard some shit like that. So if you want to keep this image, sometimes you may be like, oh, maybe this, maybe that. Yeah, if you kill that girl, to be honest, you're gonna be scaring the hoes. You're gonna be scaring a lot of people. You're gonna be scaring me. We now have to doubt him multiple times before I come to Dubai. Now we'll be like, oh, maybe I need security team. Maybe I need this. Maybe I need that. Like now it's even way more crazy conversations in my head. So to be honest, that girl should be given justice. And I don't believe justice is getting shot. Please, like, come on.
Addressed by the UAE authorities, or the UK's Foreign Commonwealth and Development Office has only said that it's assisting a British woman detained in the UAE, supporting her family and communicating with local authorities. And as news of this case spread, people online quickly picked a side. Some looked at the headline, a young influencer accused of stabbing her boyfriend, and assumed the case was open and shut. But I don't think this case is that straightforward, because once you look into this, it's a way bigger mess than what I guess the influencer headline seems like, which is why I wanted to cover this story. Because obviously you have to consider Brooke's injuries, her family's account, and the allegations of abuse. The argument on that side is that the investigators should be treating her as a possible victim of domestic violence rather than assuming that she was the aggressor here. The problem is the public still doesn't have very many answers that would normally help make sense of a case like this. Like, we haven't seen any evidence other than Brooke's side of the—
Yeah, we need that. We need to see both sides, and that we gotta know which side to be on, bro. Because when you see on one side, you may be on one side, but when there's two, you can balance and do the 6-7, you know?
Story. And honestly, without that, it's hard to really understand how investigators came to this conclusion. As journalists started digging into both Brooks and Williams' backgrounds, more information about William started coming out. So according to reports in the UK, the 26-year-old had previously been convicted in 2023 of wounding and common assault. He also got a suspended prison sentence for that. He was also reportedly due to stand trial next year as one of the several people charged following a Kent police investigation into conspiracy to supply, contraband, some of that white powder and obviously I want to be careful here because this is important. None of that really tells us what happened inside the—
all right, now okay, so you in a house with someone who got charged and went to jail and they got convicted 2 times for robbery, and you lose money in a house, and you guys had 5 people, but there's that one guy who went to jail 2 times for robbery. Yes, it doesn't mean he took that shit, but you're gonna be like, okay, this nigga went to jail, bro. He probably got the money, bro. He probably the one who stole us this time. We probably his third target.
That apartment in Dubai. Obviously, just having a criminal record doesn't mean that someone automatically was the aggressor here, but also at the same time, it's also part of the public record. And it's one of the reasons some people argued that Brooke's allegations deserve to be investigated rather than just simply dismissed. And obviously, William's family are also dealing with a tragedy of their own. His sister wrote that he wasn't just her brother, but also her best friend. His mother said that she was broken and promised that her family would keep his memory alive. This is all just an important reminder that regardless of how this case ends, one dude lost his life, and another woman is now sitting in a Dubai jail awaiting trial with the worst possible punishment hanging over her
head. I got a question though. After she killed him, they said it was an apartment. If she already had a flight, why did she take the passport and already bought that flight? What happened? What's wrong? That's why I'm starting to think like this doesn't really make sense 100% because there's a lot of things we are missing. What happened after? Did she sit there and cry and wait for the police? How did the police find out? Like, there's a lot of things we don't know. That's the reason why we can't jump to conclusions. Because when we listen to her side, we may feel emotional, but why did she leave? Because she went to get her passport so she can fly. She go get a passport, go to the airport, and disappear. She could have done it, but she didn't. So what's wrong? What's up?
And now this case moves into a new phase where the courts, not social media, will have to decide which version of events is supported by the evidence. And this is currently where we're stuck because Brooke, she's a 23-year-old British woman who's now found herself stuck in the UAE with the worst possible charge. If she's ultimately convicted of this charge, reports say that she could face penalty by firing squad. That's crazy and absolutely not something you hear every day. Obviously, that's worst case scenario, but you know, regardless of what she gets, she's still potentially facing the rest of her life in jail. And she's currently claiming self-defense. She's 23 years old, she's thousands of miles from home, and her entire future now depends on what a court decides happened during a matter of minutes inside of one apartment. So whether you believe Brooke's version of events or think the prosecutors have evidence the public haven't seen yet, I think everyone can agree that this is an awful situation to be in. And this is why I think this case deserves to be looked at very carefully instead of reduced to just a headline, which is, again, why I wanted to cover this video. Because, again, the headline is just so shocking. Currently, Brooke is still in custody in Dubai. According to her family, they're raising money for legal costs while trying to get a good representation in the UAE, and the British government has confirmed that it's in contact with local authorities and is providing support to Brooke. If this case does go to trial, the court will have to answer the question that everyone online is already.
Yeah, so let's hope she gets justice, you know. But if she faces death or she faces a life sentence, to be honest, the image of Dubai, which has been getting ruined by after that documentary got out, the image will keep getting worse, bro. The image will keep getting worse. The image will keep getting worse. Most people are not gonna want to go anymore after we seen the drone striking, and it was like, yo, this, I told you this was the safest country. What happened, you know? After paying people like Andrew Tate with no morals and no nothing, now people, they are starting to open their eyes on Dubai. So Dubai, they better handle this case so good, because you can see this is really blowing up. For example, you can see like this guy Yatozi, he got 40K, 600K in 2 days, bro. This is a lot of views. So Dubai better take care of this, and let's hope that girl gonna get the justice she deserves. If she got assaulted and she was defending herself, I respect that. They need to see all those texts of her saying that she wanna go home, that everything's not fine. We need to see that as well. In the court, there's a lot of things which we are missing, and we need to see. Even that guy who came in an interview didn't give us those proofs, and I believe the best place to see those proofs is in court. So let's wish nothing but the best for that lovely girl. Let's also wish nothing but the best for everyone going through lawsuits. And yeah, is this not a sneak diss? But we all know that in Dubai, something like human rights is so low. Something like women rights is even way lower. So yeah, let's go, man. Let's go. Everybody hit up the sub. Everybody hit up the like, man. It's giddy.